It's
Yeah. Yeah, the scandals that were going on that were rocking the Catholic Church, for years you had Catholic priests that would bugger little boys, and then, when the scandal would become public, the Catholic Church would move the priests from one place to another so that they could continue their activities with a bunch of new people that wouldn't know about who they were. This all ties back into the mind control. The rampant sexual abuse of children, all connected back to this mind control. It serves a purpose, and it's been going on because of it.
It's insane.
And I guess if people are wanting to understand how this all works and how it all comes together, they need to get my two books. There's two fundamental books. There's the formula book, and then its sequel, The Deeper Insights. The formula book is like 500 pages, and The Deeper Insights is like 600 pages. They're large books, and what I've done is, since people were saying, they had their doubts that this was happening, to make another analogy, it's like saying, well, I don't believe that airplanes exist. The idea that something that's heavy can fly through the air is ludicrous, Well, instead of arguing with them, what I have done is basically I've broken down an airplane into every little piece that there is, showing you how those pieces are built, and showing you the people who are capable of making all these pieces and assembling them have the desire to do it. And when you go through and you read how the mind control is carried out and constructed, by the time somebody's finished reading, I've never had any problem with anybody that's read one of my books from cover to cover. Because by the time they're done, they're convinced.
Exactly.
They realize the truth.
That's a great point. Like I said, when I started reading Bloodlines and some of and actually the mind control book, how to create the Illuminati create an undetectable total mind control slave. It's disturbing. I mean, the right words are like it's horrific. And once you can get past that, and then you keep learning and reading, and if you research what you've done, how could you not just be completely convinced? It's just they have to pick up the paper. They have to pick up the book and read it. You have to read Bloodlines of the Illuminati. Everybody listening, please. And you can get it at pentracks.com. That's pentracks.com. I'm not kidding. That book changed my life. Bloodlines of the Illuminati changed my life. And the whole outlook of everything, and it confirmed a lot of the things that I was thinking. So hats off to you, sir, for all your work that you've done for us. It's unbelievable. But the mind control, Fritz, I mean, I think this is the biggest, I think, actually, Vinny would agree, this is probably the biggest part of it, because we're under it. We're living it. Like Bill Clinton being mind controlled, and all this stuff that went on with his administration, and we can just talk about all of that. I mean, there's a video on YouTube, I don't know if you've ever seen it, of Bill Clinton having makeup put on before he was when he was running for president, and he is totally in a mind-controlled trance. Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't seen it.
But
I'm not surprised.
Mm-hmm. But it's like unbelievable. It verifies everything that you look at it, and the man is not there, and they're putting makeup on him. He is just not there. And then a moment later, he gives a perfect speech. Perfect, totally there, alive, vibrant, like a normal person. It's unbelievable. It's exposing mind control. And I talk to a lot of people. This is the thing that they think you're the craziest about, is the mind control, but it's real.
It is. It is. A lot of people are coming out. Well, a lot of people are coming out and they're speaking out, you know. This is coming out into the public arena. And a lot of, like Roseanne Barr, she came out publicly and talked about how she's a multiple, and a number of other public figures have come out and talked about being multiple personalities. And then some people like Jim Carrey, they just make movies about it.
Yeah.
Me, myself, Irene.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask you another question, Fritz, about what about Princess Diana? I mean, that's obvious about the Bloodlines, and that had to be all about, you know, her not
going with Dodi.
Yeah.
Not having a child with Dodi.
Can you talk a little bit about Princess Diana and all of that?
Wow, that's a big subject. One thing is right off the bat, they portrayed her as a commoner, but she has a Illuminati bloodline behind her too. She wasn't so much of a commoner. They had been very, they had spent a lot of time picking out who she would be. I think that there are different entry points for people to wake up to things being wrong. One is John F. Kennedy assassination. That's an entry point. The 9/11 is another entry point because the official version of things just doesn't hold water. And also
It's a fable.
The death of Diana. There's just a lot of things that are strange there. So just encourage people that are wanting to grow in their understanding of things that they could study that out. I think that there's other people that have spent more time looking at her death and are better informed on it than I am.
Well, I see that
the
in your...
official story just had a lot of strange things to it.
Well, I was just going to what's in your book. You talked a little bit about like them choosing the marriages is what you were talking about. I forget what it was in the book, but you know, someone else was supposed to have Diana, and then Prince Charles ended up getting her. That's all I was referring to. It's a little thing in your book about the chosen marriage with that.
What about the current princess? She's claiming to be a commoner too.
Which prince?
The princess, the current, princess. What's her name?
I can't think.
I can't think of her name. The one that
Camilla Parker.
No, the one that they're the rock star one. They're making her a rock star. Her name's escaping me right now. The one that married William. Not William. Married the other one. Married. Oh my God.
I don't know.
I'm just thinking because she's claiming to be a commoner too. Her name's escaping me right now.
Kate Middleton.
Kate Middleton. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Well, I would, without knowing the details, feel confident that if somebody started looking into exactly who she was, that there would be some connection, that this wasn't as random as people would think.
That's what I figured.
These things are being very manipulated, and even people that think that they escaped the manipulation. And let's say you have some fellow and he's wanting to strike out on his own, and yet they will manipulate events so that the person that he thinks he randomly fell in love with, they still have pulled strings to get him involved with somebody that they want. I've sat and watched these kind of things for years. So I would venture a guess in that situation that she connects back in some way.
Yeah. They always do. So we were talking. You talked a little bit about 9/11 just a moment ago. It's such an important part. I think this is that's really the point where the New World Order sort of said, let's start really, turning up the steam, and that was a big mind control right there. That was that's a traumatic event that put the whole world into mind control.
Yes, it was a trauma. They love to use traumas to program us lies. Now, have you talked about 9/11 on your show already?
A lot.
We talk about it. It comes up all the time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we go deep into 9/11.
And you probably have mentioned about Building 7 and things like this.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
In fact, we did a seminar with
have already been initiated into the fact that there's a lot of strange things about 9/11, And then, of course, the Patriot Act that resulted from it supposedly had been written long before 9/11. So, they needed a Pearl Harbor type event a Pearl Harbor watershed type event to take us in the direction that they wanted us. I remember back in 1995, I was traveling on a plane, and some woman, I don't know who she was, but while I was waiting for my plane, she was somebody, one of these Illuminati types, and she was talking to another lady, and she was bragging to this lady how much controls the American people were going to be subjected to. And she was saying they have no idea how much security and controls that are going to be put into these airports in the future. And she knew the whole plan, and she was telling a friend this. And sure enough, you saw all those things happen after 9/11.
What's really astounding,
and people like her knew it was coming down the road.
A long way down the road. And then, you look at the things that have happened, like in 93 when the building was bombed, the FBI gave Salam the bomb. I mean, they just not, and you're a conspiracy theorist. I'm just so tired of being called a conspiracy theorist when you're giving them solid facts, and there's even a recording of the guy who was smart enough to record the FBI agent telling him, no, we want it to be live. And then, of course, it wasn't positioned properly because a car was parked in the wrong place. But if supposedly it would have brought down the building, which I don't even believe anyway. But, the people are just, when you say it resulted in a war. It resulted in an endless war, weapons of mass destruction, and now it sounds like we're in the same place again. They want to make another war, so now Iran is the great threat for the nuclear threat. Like Cuba.
Yeah.
Like Cuba. The Joint Chiefs, everyone wanted Kennedy to nuke Cuba. This isn't anything. This is all on record.
Always got to have the boogeyman.
There's always a boogeyman.
There's always a boogeyman that they create.
They back the boogeyman. They back the guy, then they make him a boogeyman, right, Fritz? Like people like Gaddafi, right? Even
right.
Gaddafi.
So now Iran's the boogeyman.
Yeah. So Osama bin Laden and the Bush family. What about the Bush family? How do they connect into the? I know they're Illuminati, but how do they? They're not a bloodline family, are they?
Yeah, they're Illuminati, a bloodline. They connect back in, and Prescott Bush, the grandfather was involved through Brown Brother Harriman in funding Hitler's rise to power.
Right.
So